Hi, everybody. It's Sunday evening, and you know what time it is. It's time for Region Weather Live. I'm meteorologist Matt Wintz. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. It was nice to get a little bit of rain around here. I know we didn't see a whole lot, but better than having dry, desert like air that we've had over the last couple weeks. I know it's been kind of nice to not have to worry about the weather, but the rain was beneficial. Big story is, do we get more rain out of this? Because we didn't get enough of it. We could certainly use more. So we'll kind of search for that over the next 10 to 15 days. I do see another pattern change that will turn a little bit more summer-like as we get into the latter half of June. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the heat that comes with that as well. And also, we'll get you ready for your week out ahead of you, okay? We'll let some people join. We'll get our open going, and then we'll start our Sunday evening edition of Region Weather Live. Good evening to you, Mark. Emilio's with us. Hello, buddy. Carl says, crummy day, but we need the rain. I know it turned raw outside. Boy, temperatures just tanked today. It feels like a fall day when you first get that cold air mass, and then we're talking maybe snow tonight or something like that. It's not happening, but it reminds me of a fall-like day, the way that wind's coming off the lake. Gail's with us as well. Anne, hello to you. Jason, good evening to you. All right, I think we get the party started. Jason's here, everybody. Jason and Gail just walked in, so we do appreciate you guys joining us. And Mark says light rain was good for yards with clay soil. That's right. We didn't get too much of a good thing. The worst case scenario was that you have a drought and then you get really heavy rain on top of that, and the ground can't soak it in, and then you get a lot of flooding, and all that water gets wasted. So really, the slower our rainfall rate, the better with clay soils, and just in general when you're in a drought. And that's exactly what we have. Okay, lots to talk about here tonight, so we'll get started. I want to go through our sponsors real quick. Again, guys, if you want to support Region Weather, which I get messages every now and then that say, hey, appreciate what you're doing, especially during severe weather and all that. I know it's been quiet, but if you want to support me, just support our sponsors. We've got a wonderful group of sponsors. First and foremost, Lance's Lawn Care. If you guys need anything done with your lawn, whether that be landscaping or if you just need it mowed every week, whatever that happens to be, now that we can finally start mowing again, maybe with the rain we just got, it's 219-869-8474. We've got Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They've got new specials right now out on Dodge Rams. Wonderful car. You can carry all sorts of things, including a camper if you want to go camping. But they've got Jeeps and all sorts of good things going on with their summer specials over at Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. St. Jude's our nonprofit. If you guys are unfamiliar with them, it's not a fun topic, but it's a very pertinent topic because a lot of people deal with domestic violence. And if it's not you, it's someone that you know. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. But what they do is they basically make a lot of people that are dealing with domestic violence, they can't get out, or they can't, perhaps it's with a partner or whatever it is, and they're under their control and they can't get out. And what St. Jude does is makes it a lot easier for victims to be able to get the help they need. They have a mobile advocacy program. It's no cost to anyone that does this, and they'll meet at a safe place, whether it be coffee shop, whatever that happens to be. And all residential and non-residential services are confidential and no cost. And again, they're doing wonderful work in the region. If you need more information to help a friend, maybe, or if maybe you're going through that, I hope that's not the case, it's stjudehouse.org. PSA is our public service adjusters. Basically, if you have any insurance claim on your house, which unfortunately, that happens when severe weather hits, they will do everything for you, from filing the claim to getting the money you deserve for it. There's nothing to lose when you go with them, which is awesome. They'll often get more money from the insurance folks, which is great. They'll come out, do estimates if you need. They communicate on behalf of you with the insurance company and represent you through the whole process, which is awesome. It's publicserviceadjusting.com. They're all local. Final two sponsors, last but not least, Ewing Mechanical Services. They're having a spring sale right now. You get $500 off if you get a new Amana AC. You get $1,000 off, which is a good chunk of change if you get an AC and a furnace. I know we're not thinking furnaces right now, but now is the time when they're on sale. So if you need any HVAC related stuff or need an AC tune-up, whatever it happens to be, they've got it for you. It's ewingmech.com. Finally, Tiger Plumbing. Never a trip fee or a service charge from them. They'll come out and analyze the problem for free. Our wonderful Northwest Indiana plumber. You guys rave about them. I mean, they're like the favorite business in Northwest Indiana. It's tigerplumbing.net. All right. All right. Thanks for letting me get through those. Appreciate it. Now let's get to the forecast. I want to start with drought because that continues to be front and center in terms of my mind, because I'm a gardener. You know, I like to deal with green thumb and everything, and you can't when everything's brown. And we certainly need the rain around here. So this is the latest drought monitor that came out on Thursday. We talked about this in a post, but where we've seen drought improve over the last week has been the Central Plains, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma. They got a lot of rain this last week, so their drought is shrinking. Where it's growing is from Illinois all the way over to Pennsylvania, where we just didn't have any rain at all. In fact, some locations have gone 3 weeks without rain in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and areas of southeastern Michigan. For us, we got a little taste of rain, which was good over the weekend. It really wasn't a lot, but we had some light rain. I know it wasn't really what the doctor ordered in terms of anything that was, beneficial in terms of that drought. But in terms of where we stand right now, we had the rain move through, and we really don't have a lot going on right now. We've got that wind off the lake. It's been cold and kind of raw outside. We've had drizzle at times. We had some light rain earlier. Oh, they're getting so much. For us, we're on the backside of the system, but we're not done with this system yet. This one's going to be another funky one, all right? And what happens with this is this whole thing is going to wind up kind of like a top. So let me take you through it. Rain is gone. This is kind of where we stand right now. Wind is off the lake. It's chilly. We're pulling in cold air from Canada right now. At least it's not wildfire smoke. Watch what happens tomorrow, though. Kind of a cool, raw day tomorrow. We'll be in the 60s, but this whole low heads up into Canada right over those wildfires where they were in Ontario. So that's good for them. They're going to get rain on them. But watch what happens. This whole thing comes spinning back at us as this whole low kind of closes off in the atmosphere, and it brings rain back into the picture. Pretty much the same rain we got on Saturday or Saturday night, last night. That same rain goes up. If you kind of follow it, goes up and around and comes right back at us. And so what we'll see tomorrow is we'll have a mainly dry day, but late in the day, the clouds will thicken up, and we're going to see rain showers moving in from the northwest. And again, it's going to be a chilly day. So the rain moves in tomorrow late in the day. Tomorrow night we'll have showers around, and that will continue Tuesday. Tuesday looking kind of raw at this point. Wind out of the northwest. It'll be gusty at times. Temperatures likely held in the 60s. And then you'll have this rain that continues to fall. It won't be steady the entire day, but we'll have kind of on and off again showers. And it looks pretty prevalent right over northwest Indiana. And this whole thing kind of curls around before it pulls on out. We're not talking a ton of rain from this, but we're talking some rain from this, which is great. And so numbers, I mean, you can see here, numbers aren't real high with this, but at least we're going to have some showers around. And what it at least is going to do is prevent more evaporation from our ground, which is going to cause us to be more in a drought. So this is the latest HER run. And this goes through Tuesday. You see amounts are pretty light. I mean, the amounts really are low in northwest Indiana. I don't know if I buy this that we'll get 0.04. I think we may end up in line with like 0.1 to 0.25, which is a quarter of an inch of rain. It just depends on how these showers line up. But at least the rain's in the forecast. And again, that's late tomorrow, tomorrow night and Tuesday. We'll have some rain around as that low kind of wraps up over us. In terms of that deficit, though, with the drought, what I pulled here, this is the last 60 days and where we stand precip-wise. And just look at how dry it's been. It's not just us. It goes down into the Tennessee Valley, over in Ohio, Pennsylvania, even the Blue Ridge Mountains down towards the south have been dry. And these numbers, if you can't read them, we're talking anywhere from 4 to 5 inches below average locally over the last 2 months. All right. we were front end loaded on the year. That's why our drought's not in the extreme category, because we had quite a bit of rain and snow. Wasn't a lot of snow, but we had enough precipitation in January and February to kind of hold the load on the year. But over the last 2 months, that's where the problem's been. We could certainly use the rain. I'll take this to a 30-day period. So this is over the last month. This goes back to May 11th. Numbers a little bit better, but you don't expect quite as much rain then. And you notice rain were between 2 and 3 inches below average. And we've really had just quite a dry stretch. And even that rain over the last couple days here, I'll show you, hasn't put much of a dent in our forecast. We're talking last 7 days, we're still an inch below average, which is a lot for even 7 days. So we could use the rain. I just wanted to show that kind of in map form. So let's talk extended. Do we get it? And let's talk this pattern change that's coming up as well. So this is the latest Euro run. This system, as we just talked about, is going to pull out towards the east. We're going to see this big area of low pressure kind of get cut off from the general flow, which is a good thing for us as long as we're getting rain out of it. And there's your shower chance tomorrow late in the day. Tuesday looking pretty showery. The Euro is pretty good about the rain being over us. So that's why I don't really trust the latest HER with those really light amounts. I do think we get some decent rain out of this. And again, we're still going Tuesday night with some showers. And then eventually the whole thing kind of ends on Wednesday. Maybe a lingering shower, but it looks like most of it happens between Monday night and during the daytime Tuesday. Another little system comes across the Great Lakes on Thursday. This has been pretty consistent in the models. May get a little complex of showers and thunderstorms in there. And then we start to set up a pattern change as we get on into the weekend. This system here comes in Friday into Saturday with perhaps some more rain around here. So at least things are moving again. We're not stuck in this pattern where nothing's moving. And then here's your pattern change. Once that goes through, it looks like we're going to set up, it's my favorite pattern in the summer, but it's really hard to predict. This is when what we're going to have is the ring of fire pattern. And what that is when we get some pretty soaring heat out in the plain states, like 90s and 100s. And then around that, you guys, I hope this is ringing a bell because we go through this every single year. Around that, you get thunderstorms that pop where that heat meets cooler air. And where that boundary sets up is dictated by large complexes of storms. You'll get a big complex that fires and it moves along that boundary. And then the next storms that pop up based on where that last complex of storms went. It's a very complex forecast. It really is for much of the end of June, where we'll have some kind of heat dome in the plains that's trying to get our way, and we'll have periods of showers and thunderstorms. But the track is still yet to be determined on that. But that will bring us some more rain chances. And with these complexes of storms, you can really crank out some rain in a hurry. Also, that is a setup that can bring, doesn't happen every time, but it can produce derechos where you get these complexes of storms that have damaging winds that roll through, and then you're fine, or the humidity comes out right after that. A pretty changeable pattern. So that's kind of where we're going in the extended forecast, is with some heat. Final thing I want to show you here, I do want to take you through temperatures, because we do have some heat that's on the way in terms of especially that ring of fire pattern that we get set up. But it's not going to be here next 2 days. Real kind of chilly the next 2 days. So here we go. These are your high temperatures. This is tomorrow, likely holding in the 50s near the lakeshore, 60s for the rest of us. Just kind of a raw day. Tuesday doesn't look much better. Notice how the cool air is hanging around with that low pressure. So we're still stuck in the 60s on Tuesday. But look at this. I mean, on Tuesday, we're in the 60s. Meanwhile, Minneapolis and areas of the northern plains are up near 90. So kind of backwards, right? That's what you get with a weird low pressure like this. Wednesday will be our rebound day, where we're back into the 70s. Should be a pretty nice day. Humidity won't be too bad either. And then here's where we start to develop this ring of heat with widespread 90s not far off from us. I would probably go 80s on Thursday here locally, although the Euro is showing some 90s in our southern counties. We'll see if that builds in or not. And then going up in the Euro. The weekend looks pretty warm at this point. There's going to be some humidity as well. And here's that pattern I'm talking about. This is next Monday. This is next Tuesday. Big dome of heat with 90s and 100s in the plains. We're right on that borderline where things start to turn cooler. So that would lay the train tracks or the storm track down for those large complexes of storms. And again, that's what it looks like we're going to fall into next week, is some kind of thunderstorm action where we get these complexes that we're watching. And we may be watching it develop in Minnesota, and we would be saying, oh, that's going to make it here tonight, or that's going to miss us to the south. It's going to be one of those setups. All right. I lied. The final thing I want to show you is how much rain we're expecting all the way through next week. And again, the euro a little bit more bullish on some of these numbers versus the HER that we looked at earlier. But overall, at least we're getting a little bit of rain off of that. We'll see if it loads here. There you go. So the euro saying up to an inch or so in northwest Indiana, and that would be mainly from that low as it curls in on Monday and Tuesday. So again, I think we could squeeze out some good rain from it. The HER says otherwise. The NAM's kind of in between. So we'll see, but at least there's going to be some rain on it. All right. So that's where we stand. So let's go ahead and I'll answer your questions. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. So drought wise, again, what we need locally is anywhere from 3 to 5 inches to get out of this thing. And every week that we don't get, at least an inch of rain, that puts us an inch down, because we average about an inch a week around here this time of year. So keep that in mind. We need some good downpours to get out of this, and preferably we wouldn't want to get them from a large complex of storms that drops it all in one day, because it's not going to soak in, kind of like we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. Okay. Hi, Janet. Janet's with us today. Let's see. Carl says these north winds and temperature swings are really messing up my bass fishing. When are we going to stabilize? Carl, we're going to stabilize probably Wednesday. I don't see any more of these north wind setups. And that's so interesting that it affects it. That makes sense, because the wind is rarely out of the north, especially in the summertime. I mean, I know we're late spring, but we might as well call it summer. It's June. And what's really fascinating is that the north wind that we had was locked in place for days. And it was because of that low pressure last week that set up shop over towards Maine. It just got stuck. We were in a blocking pattern. So that low stayed. We had a high off towards our west. And that's why we had all the atmospheric smoke that came in here, because we had a north wind. And what we needed wasn't rain. It was a wind shift. I think I said that in our last Facebook Live. And we finally got the wind shift. But now the wind's back to the north again. Those fires are still burning. There's still some smoke from them, albeit it's lesser, and they're going to get some rain on top of that. But I still go back on my statement, and this is aside from fishing. I'm going on a tangent. I still go on my statement saying that I think we're going to be dealing with wildfire smoke from Canadian wildfires all summer long, on and off. And the reason our wind turns out of the north or the northwest, we're going to be dealing with that. All right. So kind of interesting how that's happening. But we should get a nice break from that north wind this week, starting Wednesday. So hopefully your fishing will pick up, hopefully. Let's see. Mark, very good. I like that. Mark got all our sponsors into one sentence. Will PSA negotiate with Tiger Plumbing? We need the extra money to buy a new Jeep from Grieger's to do the last one that to St. Jude. You didn't get Ewing in there. Remo on our YouTube channel saw a dust devil driving north from Indy yesterday. That's interesting and not good. Also, I mean, where are we? In the desert Southwest? My goodness. Those are so fascinating, though. You guys probably saw the one in Remo. I don't know if you did or not. The one a couple weeks ago of the kid they're playing baseball, and the dust devil that swirled right over the catcher. Did you guys see that? It was nuts. You could probably Google it if not. But this dust devil, the kid was batting, the umpire was there, and this dust devil's picked up right over where the catcher was, and it was going crazy. I mean, he couldn't get out of it, and so the umpire pulled him out, basically saved him. And it's amazing video. But those dust devils are crazy. Maxwell, I don't this week. If we go another week without rain, I think we could get updated to or upgraded to severe drought. I don't think we will this week, and the reason why is because we just had that rain over the weekend. I know it wasn't very much, and I think the cutoff is Tuesday morning for what they issue on Thursday, because they have to analyze all the data. So we'll probably get a little bit more rain tomorrow night before they issue that. So I don't think we will get upgraded, especially with the rainier pattern that we have in the forecast. They do kind of vary that and put that in the forecast as well. Emilio, good. Salsa Garden's doing all right. Hot peppers are doing okay. Yeah, the sun's been nice. I mean, we've had quite a bit of sunshine. I'm sure that helps them. So there's that. Keep me updated on that. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Tuesday, Saturday. Oh, Danielle says only days to go out this week, Tuesday and Saturday, and rain both days. Yes. Saturday, not too sure about the rain yet, Danielle. Tuesday, yeah, though. We're going to have some showers around. It's going to be kind of a raw day on Tuesday, but the rain will be nice. So there's that. But Saturday, not too sold on Saturday yet. That still has to be determined here. Let me go back here. I'll show you what we're thinking Saturday. Let's see, David, I saw your comment. Will it rain on Thursday? Thursday is interesting because you get this little system that comes through. The Euro's been picking up on this little line of something that moves through that's along some kind of stalled out boundary from Canada. As of right now, David, I would say no. Thursday looks dry. We'll see again if this system develops a little bit more. It's been persistent on the models, so there is going to be something there. But as of right now, the Euro keeps that just north of us. And it looks like some kind of thunderstorm complex developing on a stalled out boundary from Canada. Plus, we have that heat moving in. So it's almost like a warm frontal boundary. And, we do have heat coming in late this week. So there's that. But anyway, I don't think we get rain on Thursday. I think it'll be north of us as long as that boundary stays north of us, which it looks like in the modeling right now. Maxwell, I don't. That's a good question. He asks, do you think El Nino has a role in this blocking pattern? I don't think it does. The blocking patterns are going to form El Nino or La Nina. It doesn't really depend on that. Where you do get things locked up sometimes with El Ninos and La Ninas is the Pacific Ocean. You can get a large ridge when the water warms. You can get a trough where it cools, but it usually doesn't stick around that long. This is just basically what the jet stream is, and the reason why you get these locking patterns or blocking patterns is if you were to take a rope and you were to have two ends of it and you were to wave it up and down, right, and it would have undulations and do all that. Eventually, if you were to do that long enough, it'd probably get tangled or something weird would happen with it where you'd have to start over. And that's kind of the way the jet stream works. Everything can kind of get locked up from time to time because of some weather pattern getting stuck in one spot or a blocking low or a ridge that just doesn't move things out. And that's kind of where we're at right now. The jet stream's been very undulating and it hasn't been zonal. Zonal is where it goes west to east and you get fast movement and everything's moving. And we're getting out of the undulating pattern back to more of a zonal flow again. So it's kind of like it's resetting. So I hope that helps explain it. But I don't think El Nino has anything to do with it. David's kid's birthday is on Thursday. Birthday party, I would imagine. Okay, yeah, we look okay right now. It looks warm and we're going to have some more humidity this week too. Danielle says, good. Second birthday Saturday, hubby to chemo on Tuesday. All right. Yeah, looks kind of rainy for the Tuesday trip, but the birthday, I think it's too early to call that, Danielle, as of right now, for you. Right there. So Saturday, it's got some kind of frontal boundary coming in. And I know it looks bad on the Euro, but this will fluctuate a little bit in the way it looks. But there's going to be a thunderstorm chance on Saturday. And that's that warm front trying to move through. But again, I think it's too early to call on the rain on that. Maxwell, you're welcome. No problem. You've got a birthday, a second goes out to you, and I'll say a prayer for him tonight, okay? All right. I think that's it. Yep. I don't see anything else coming in. All right, guys. Well, I hope that helps you get ready for your week ahead. We'll try to squeeze out as much rain. I think that's it. All right. Well, have a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you soon. We appreciate you spending a little chunk of your Sunday with me. And we'll keep you updated on the rain chances this week, okay?